Friday, December 6th, 2019. In today's episode, we're going to look for the bullish indicators. What would the indicators tell us if it's going to break out and go higher? And what should we see in the indicators if we are going to be breaking significantly lower from here? That's what's up on today's episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. Let's look at some real basics, like our exponential moving averages crossing over and being in a very bearish territory for Bitcoin. We've gone through and we've sorted out all of the alts that are showing us the opposite crossover. Now we're seeing that all of the exponential moving averages have crossed to a positive state. We've gone through all of the alts and we've looked at those that are making accumulation patterns with volume patterns that are considerably different than what we're seeing in Bitcoin, and identified all of the coins that are positive on the Ichimoku Cloud daily, and we've narrowed down the list of all of the coins that are bullish on the weekly view of the Bollinger Bands, having made it above the midline range. And we've collected all of those coins together into an easy to read portfolio for you. So you can check out these coins that match the triple requirements. We also have an important avoid list. Those are the coins that did not pass the bull market watch test, they did not patch the Ichimoku Cloud test, and they did not pass the bullishness test on the Bollinger Band weekly. Those are the coins we've set into our avoid portfolio. Really powerful data. If you are investing in cryptocurrencies, head over to Introtocryptos.ca and grab this data. It will save you hours of time. Let's start off with the relative strength index and work our way through. We've got the weekly view, and the main thing I'm watching for is a break of this trend line. If we are able to get up above this level, that will be significant for our potential massive bull flag to heaven here, which I'm kind of not really believing in, and we'll get into that as we go along. They're possibilities, so we have to prepare for them. And it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. That's the worst thing in my trading, is what my belief has been. If I follow my patterns and the exponential moving averages, everything all works out. It's when I doubt it and I talk against it and then I don't act when I should, that's when things go wrong. And so I try to override my own personal feelings, and I look for this divergence in the relative strength index, and I combine it with this potential 1-2-3 formation. Once that 1-2-3 formation crosses, it is my action plan, and that's where I start with very small action and then add on to it if I'm correct. And the purpose of this stream is to document what are the indicators doing as the chart pattern set up. So if you want to learn more about this chart pattern, be sure to go over to the website Introtocryptos.ca and put your email address in to get the free webinar. It teaches you this complete trading system, and then you can make a lot more use of this daily stream. Let's move into the weekly view of the on-balance volume. If we are getting bull, then this has to turn green on the weekly view. And of course, we have to break above that little 1-2-3 formation. But if it isn't, we're going to continue seeing more red here. And we'll zoom in on this time frame. We're seeing less and less and less power to the dumping, which could be bullish. And we'll see as this turns around here over time if this plays out. We'll watch to see if the volume kicks it up into positive here. And it may have to stay positive for quite a long time before we're going to get a run up. Let's move on to the MACD indicator. The first thing my eye sees on this chart is the approaching exponential moving averages on the weekly time frame. If those cross over, we're on our way down further. The indicator itself is, of course, showing us continuation of the downtrend going on here. If I zoom into the daily time frame, this is where we can start to see a potential for the turnaround. Like in the daily RSI, we are seeing a divergence off of this level, and that is important as we're in this downtrend. We'll watch to see how this manifests. Let's go into the weekly view of the Ichimoku Cloud. The blue and the red line, I'm watching to see when they're going to cross over each other again, and as we've seen in the past, once the blue crossed below the red and the red spread from the blue, it was a long time before they got together again. It was a long time before they got together again. Let's zoom in. Daily Ichimoku Cloud is still quite negative. We're well below the cloud. Anytime we come up into the cloud, I'm watching for a sell signal. Until it breaks through the cloud and creates some structure, I'm looking for a continuation of the downtrend, a move up and more down. The 12-hour Ichimoku has crossed to the positive here with the blue above the red, but I'll be watching for that to cross back to the negative, giving us another sell signal in the downtrend when that blue line crosses back below the red again. Wherever that happens, we'll be watching it. Weekly Bollinger Bands are still decidedly bearish, but at a mean reversion area. And as we go into the daily, we see the 1, 2, 3 formation setting up, and if it breaks above the midline in the daily, that would be something important to watch. The 12-hour time frame, it's poked above it, it's in the midline area, so we're not in a mean reversion buy or sell for this time frame. And the 4-hour is right just above the midline. We'll watch to see how this plays out, because it's not a mean reversion buy or sell signal in this. It's really in that neutral area. One of the curiosities for me is the increase in the number of longs over this last period of time as Bitcoin has been making this consolidation pattern, and a quiet rise in the number of shorts. It certainly is an opportunity for prices to move up and get the bulls to be jumping into even more crazy long positions, and then to have the hammer hit and all of these longs squeezed hard as prices are moving down sharply, down to the 5,800 level that I've been talking about for quite some time. Now let's take a look at the altcoins and see what they are doing. If we take a look at Binance right now, we can see that the top coins are starting to get some juice. They're starting to get some life back in the altcoins. If we take a look at Bitcoin dominance, and we're looking at this over the long period of time here now in the weekly view, this is what happened from March till July of 2017. From December till January of 2018. That was the two biggest bull runs in altcoin history. Now I want to zoom in a little bit and see what's going on. The 6 months. We do have this ascending head and shoulders top formation. And I'd like you to leave some comments below. What do you think about this ascending head and shoulders top formation? Do the ascending head and shoulders top formations normally continue the trend upward? Or does this have a potential for a sharp drop backwards right now? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. Because we're tracking this daily, and we're looking at the bullishness and bearishness of the overall market on Binance and on Poloniex. And we can see here that we still have 17 coins in hold status over on Binance, but we only now have 5 coins in alert status, and most of the coins are in neutral status, pulled back sideways into the sideways channel, and we'll be watching for them to break out. As they start to surge down into the near fail status, it's important for us to let go of the alts. If they start going up into the alert status, it's time to get prepared to lay out your altcoin portfolio. And now let's finish up with a quick review. It's pretty much sideways, just watching action right now. Have to wait for this RSI to move one of these trend lines. We need prices to move one way or another out of this 1, 2, 3 formation that's building up. As we go into the on balance volume, we can watch to see what is this volume doing as prices are moving up, and as soon as this volume starts to turn negative, I really want to watch it. The 4-hour MACD has given us a positive divergence, much like the relative strength index, but it really comes down to these crossing positive or negative. So we'll continue to watch this again as this 1, 2, 3 formation unfolds. In the Ichimoku Cloud, we're watching for the blue line to cross up above the red line, but in the longer time frames, we're still watching for this to top out and come down. The Bollinger Bands, we're seeing that prices are coming up above the midline on the 4-hour time frame, but it's not up in a mean reversion buy or sell signal area. So it's much watching to do in the markets right now. If you want live updates as the Bitcoin prices are changing, be sure to come and join us on our Discord channel. There's a link in the description down below this video. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin.